Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we are back with more iRacing, this time around for week 4 of the VRS GT3 series. I apologise that there hasn't been as many videos on the channel as we would have all wanted over the last few days. Sadly, I've spent pretty much the last week or so just getting bullied on iRacing, so fingers crossed, a new week, a new chance to sort of start fresh in the VRS series. Back at Laguna Seca, very, very short track, of course. 40-minute race ahead of us, though. But, of course, first of all, we've got to jump into qualifying. If you're new around here, make sure you get yourself subscribed as well. Let's see if we can try and get a clean lap in. Oh, that's a shame. At least we got the first lap in, though. I mean, 20.5 is not bad, but it's not great either. There definitely felt like there was a few more tenths on the table if we've really got the lap nailed. But yeah, I think we're going to be starting probably right in the thick of it, though. But yeah, let's head down into the track here at Laguna Seca. Right, well, getting ready then to start this race. 40 minutes here at Laguna Seca, and we are 13th as the number 24 car. About a 27 car split. So we are pretty much splat bang in the middle of this one, but luckily we're one of the lowest iRacing people here, so there's ever an opportunity to try and gain some iRacing. 2.2k SOF, I'm pretty much hanging on to 2k at the moment, just due to the nature of how bad a week I've had, but out of the final corner, green flag racing here from Laguna Seca. We've got plenty of Audis, we've got Lambos, we've got Porsches, we've got BMWs, we've got a bit of everything here tonight as we barrel down in towards one. Just going to try and keep it clean and tidy on the inside. Don't want any mishaps. Luckily, with the rolling starts around here, the final corner does kind of separate you out a little bit, because I was very worried about getting wrecked down at that first turn there. Of course, we've already done one race around this venue so far this season, as there seems to be chaos up in front. Luckily, just the one car. But yeah, a lot of some concertina up there as we went through turn 3. But yeah, we have done one race around this track so far this season, of course, back in the F4s. That was interesting, I think, is the way we're going to word it. I don't think we're going to be able to get these things 3 or 4 wide very often around at this circuit there as well. Audi misses the curve, and I take far too much of it, as we'll immediately try and have a look at the inside then as we head towards the corkscrew on lap 1.
Right side's clear.
We'll just back out of that one, I think.
We're right.
Or we won't. He's going to try and turn across me.
On your left.
Don't know if that was just sort of us two meeting in the middle, but don't really want a 4x at the start. Apparently I've picked up 5x in all of that. Not too sure how I've managed that, but heading out of the final corners though, he's going to again try and go defensive on me. Heavy late on the brakes, there of course got the space around the outside. Will we be able to get the traction down on the exit? No, we will not. And we will slot back into the slipstream though. So at the end of that one then, not perfect, but I think we have gained one spot there by virtue of that other car making a mistake. But BMW having a big send behind us. Having a look down towards turn 1, just got to try and spot those things in your mirror. But yeah, clearly the Audi wants to be fairly aggressive then with it. I think it's safe to say early on. But of course, Laguna Seca is a weird little circuit as well, I find, in the GT3 car. Because it's very, very easy just to try and run a little bit wide there. The Audi has got to prove on my point immediately. I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird to describe, but because you've got the traction control and the way sort of the sand works around this track, it kind of lulls you into a false sense of security, because Laguna Seca as well is fairly lenient, more lenient than most places on iRacing. Apart from there, if you run sort of a wheel out wide, it's often pretty easy to keep hold of it. I'm sure by saying all this, I am jinxing myself, but it sort of tries to lull you into a false sense of security of pushing a lot more than you really should, as the Audi, yeah, is definitely not confident through the corkscrew there, mid-engine, of course, so I can imagine that thing is quite fun through there. But we're up another spot then as we come towards the end of lap 2. iRacing reckons it should be about a 30-lap affair. Whether we'll just get onto that 30th lap or not, of course, is dependent on how long pit stops take. Of course, got to be super careful of the pit lane around here as well. It is absolutely lethal. We've got that horrible hairpin and, of course, the huge bump on the way in as well, as BMW again thinks about it back towards turn 1. But I feel pretty confident on the brakes, trying to get this thing slowed down into there. Final corner, Audi again. Just feels like he's braking too early in towards that turn. Definitely if we're close next time round, might try and go for a send there, as I think he panicked that we were almost going to go into the back of him for the second time this race. But yeah, he's certainly not as confident in quite a few places around this lap. So I definitely do want to try and have a look for a move at some point soon. But got to keep trying to apply the pressure. This could shift us into the top 10. That's not going to do me any favours. Really ridiculous 1x, and the position lost as well. I can't help but imagine Peter's going to be quite aggressive with the defending as well. If he defends like he attacks early on, we'll try and just ride close there through the final couple of turns. Let's just wait and see. I mean, this is the part of the track where I felt pretty confident, but of course he's in a BMW as well, so perhaps feeling the same way there. And yeah, definitely nowhere near as confident as Peter. So, but yeah, everyone breaks early down in towards that final corner. I've got no idea what that's about. He's got a phenomenal line through it though. He needs to teach me how to do that one, but now I'm wondering, could we see Peter and John potentially come together? Two aggressive drivers, you never know. But we're just making a few little mistakes early on still. We desperately want to try and settle down. We need SR as well as iRacing here. Oh, we got another one gone. That'll promote us back up to 11th then. Still, yeah, fairly easy to make mistakes. Like I said, Laguna Seca, it lulls you in.
21 minutes. Should close at about 31 minutes.
So crew chief reckons we'll be able to go between about 27 and 37 minutes. Normally it's you pop half a tank in, but I think around here it might be a little bit less. I've set it up to put half tank of fuel in, but we'll wait and see. Oh, here we go. Peter now having a look up the inside of John, but no, he backs out of it at the top of the hill. That's rather surprising. That Audi, oh, he completely hops over. Are we now going to be able to try and slip by? We'll take the opportunity. And there we go. Back up then into P10 of the racer, as the Audi might lose 3 places in all of that. But yeah, I feel like Peter's not going to be exactly slow at the moment. So just going to try and stick behind. So there we go. BMW almost running off the circuit there. Yeah, I don't know what it is. John just seems to be so early on the brakes down to that final corner, but we're finally trying to get into a bit better of a rhythm. 21-1 that time round. Let's see if we can just try and hit our marks still and actually try and build up some good lap times. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. I mean, we didn't get... Oh, I can't work out if the front bumper's looking damaged or not. We didn't get a contact incident point, which often means you've got away with it. Let's just keep driving and see how the car feels there. I mean, it was fairly square on, and weirdly, of course, because it was a tyre barrier, fairly soft hit as well. We've probably lost a little bit off the car, but hopefully not too much. But that was a frustrating mistake still. We've had a bit of a nightmare early on, just trying to settle into a rhythm, but yeah, we're definitely down a little bit there. It might be worth brimming the tank, seeing what the optionals is like in a minute. But, I mean, we're not down on top-end speed. We might be alright, actually. Don't know how we're alright, but we might well be still. Just don't do it again. Oh, here we go. Someone else might have had issues. Slow car on the right, apparently. It's, like I said, so easy to make mistakes around here. Yeah, Rodolfo, by the looks of it, from P2. That must be a bit heartbreaking. But yeah, I mean, our car seems to be fine. Certainly is if we're still able to match our PBs around here. Someone else has ran wide. It looks to be Taurus. So 2.5 seconds away now from the Porsche, but I don't know what it is today, just struggling a little bit. Crew chief just flashed up saying we've used about half our fuel, so we will need less than half a tank then to see us through. Oh no, to the end. It's just mistakes like that constantly. Laguna Seca is evil, so I'm going to leave it at about 7 gallons. Might be slightly over, but yeah, I mean, Laguna Seca in a big GT3 car like this. Come on. You just make one mistake and it really does completely destroy your rhythm. Let's just dig deep, focus and concentrate. Or do that, apparently. Oh, we can't even go. There's like 6 Porsches. Where have all these Porsches come from? Oh, we've got to get going. Oh, we've lost so many places there. Why is there a Porsche Cup race going on at the same time? But 13 of 17X here inside 17 minutes. Oh, it's not been great to begin with. And now we're down to about P21 in this race. We are having an absolute meltdown. Someone else has gone off down at turn 4 there. It's Porsche in front of me. Kicks up a load of sand. Oh, there's definitely a lot of sand being kicked up still, but yeah, so many of us making mistakes there. Someone's not happy. Just yelling report in chat, but yeah, I mean, I know I'm quicker than a lot of these cars, but is it worth just pitting early and hope we can jump them all? Oh, it's going to be no point in doing it if I keep doing that, though. Luckily, I got away with it that time round, but yeah, it might be worth just trying to gamble, box a little bit early there. You don't often have to bring some proper strategy like this into these GT3 races, but we might have to today. Of course, if we get a 4X as well, we are screwed. Right, well, we've got 20 minutes remaining then, so we are now halfway through this race. Oh, be careful. So I'm definitely still just overfueling the car slightly, but it won't be by too much. But yeah, just the way I've watched this Porsche and Ferrari battle in front of me, I think it's the right choice to try and get the undercut and see how many of these cars we can try and leapfrog here, maybe launch ourselves back up inside the top 20. But yeah, got to make sure we get it slowed down. Like I said, the pit lane here is horrible.
Activate limiter.
Why isn't my limiter coming on?
We'll need to pit to serve this penalty.
Oh, this is just hell on earth. What? My limiter wouldn't come on. Oh. This is not great. I mean, we've got 2.5 minutes of optionals, and then I got no idea what our penalty is as well. I'm guessing we've got a drive-through penalty, but I mean, we're not going to take the optionals.
3 laps to serve this penalty.
Oh, we're just serving it now anyway. So I mean, it's just not been good up to now, this race, but. Yeah, that pretty much puts pay to any chance of trying to get back past all those cars, but at least we're serving it all in one go, so we know what we're doing here. But I mean, this has just been a nightmare right from the very get-go for us, but we've got to keep going, because you never know what we might be able to gain, of course, as other cars do drop out late on in the day. But yeah, we'll be a lap down for a little while, but hopefully we'll be able to get back on the lead lap. 25th place currently would see us lose 73 iRating, so safe to say things haven't gone swimmingly. Let's get going again, though. Pit limiter is still on. Like I said, I definitely clicked it, but iRacing apparently has had other ideas today. Quite surprised we got those 2 minutes of optionals, unless, of course, they were picked up when we nicked the wall in the pit lane, because I thought we had the limiter on. Because, yeah, like I said, up to that point, the car still felt absolutely fine. Luckily, we're going to come out with a couple of seconds of clear air behind us, but yeah, we've really just got to sit down, focus, and try and just get to the end. Or apparently just do that immediately, as that guy's already trying to call blue flags. That's not happening. He's 2 seconds behind. Right, well, less than 15 minutes left on the clock then, and really today is just going to be about trying to pick up the scraps of whatever's left here. I mean, yeah, people like Joel retiring from the race. Hopefully will gain a spot. I don't think it will. It looks like he's in P26, but yeah, more and more cars still having issues, so hopefully we're going to gain a couple of spots back out of this, even if it's just we get our NPR for this week as well, just contribute to that, because I mean, we should end up, barring any other major issues, we still should end up on the lead lap here. But yeah, it's been a bit of a disaster up to now. I mean, luckily for us, Mariano not been closing in either, so despite the damage, we've still got a pretty quick car at the moment. I mean, this lap so far we're on for a PB. I guarantee I'll bottle it here. Just watch on board. Yep, horribly wide. Luckily no 1X. Right, 10 minutes left to go then in this race, and we can actually now see a couple of other cars on our relatives. Once more, we are definitely not 15th, crew chief. That will pretty much leave us a neutral I rating, but we can see now 23 seconds the gap to Bruno and Jacob in front. I don't think we're going to close it up unless they battle really hard or both loop it, but yeah, I don't know what their relative as well is doing. It seems to be just having a field day at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a disappointment today, but one of those races where we've got to get back to the flag. This is the kind of stuff that's just been going on in iRacing recently, either that or the Porsche Cup clip that I posted up a couple of days ago, where yeah, we just got squeezed and wrecked. That seems to just be, you get weeks like that in iRacing. I don't know why. There we go, apparently leader into the box as well, so might be a good chance to put ourselves back on the lead lap, but I mean, there is still a big old gaggle of cars there, but we're certainly not closing in at a quick enough speed late on in the day. Oh, there we go, we've jumped Mark, 14th. We've gained a place! Minus 73 I rating might now become minus 60 odd. Hooray! This is why you stick at it. Oh, look at this. And for the laps to go, and we are going to set a new personal best for the day. That's going to pretty much be a 21.0. 21.018.
21.02.
Quite the 1 minute 20s I would have liked to have been in, but we'll take a new PB. Thank you very much. Cars that have made mistakes. Are we going to get more chances late on in what has been an incredibly depressing race so far? Looks like a couple of them have come together, and now they've disappeared off my relative. I don't know what's happening anymore, but I want to believe that... Oh, here we go. I stopped. Well, apparently not. I don't know what's happening, but... Oh, we've gained a place! I mean, I hate to do it like that, but we've got to think about our own iRacing here. We're hanging on by a thread to 2K, and this race might just knock me under. Woo! We might get another one! Looks like Marcin as well has made another blunder. Is the car wrecked? Is it just he's made a mistake? What's going on? 7 seconds the gap. We have to dig deep. Anything might be doable here. At the final corner, we're going to finally set a 120 in this race. Dreams really do come true late on in the day, and luckily, because we've had another couple of cars retire, we're down to just a 50 I rating loss at the moment. But sadly, Marcin's not going to try and make it fun. Sorry, even I should say. He's still going to be in front of me, but I think, yeah, leaders have only got maybe one more lap to go. I think it'll be 2. So we've still got 3 laps. So it looks like leaders then are just going to stretch 1 extra lap out of this one. So we head back down through turn 1. But, yeah, I mean, it's a bit frustrating, to be honest, that our consistency seems to have improved after I completely ruined my own race rather than prior. But when we have a look at the final results, we'll see how many places we would have regained had we not had that 40-second penalty, because we would definitely still would have probably got around that whole gaggle of cars there. And it is frustrating, but I have well and truly been iRacing today once again. Like I said, this has pretty much been a good showcase of what's been going on in all the races I've tried to do recently on the platform. But it's the way it goes sometimes, you know. iRacing giveth and iRacing taketh away, I think is probably a very fair assessment of the sim at the best of times there as we head down through the final few turns, though, of our penultimate lap. Yeah, just like I said, made a few mistakes ourselves. Very, very lucky, to be honest, that we even made it this far, because that crash into the wall should have probably cost us a whole lot more than it has. But BMW can be a bit of a tank at the best of times. There is white flag out then, 1 more lap to go here around Laguna Seca. Looks like it is going to be Kolja that takes home the dub ahead of Peter there, so fantastic recovery drive from him all the way up to P2 there. I'm going to guess he's probably the car that's moved forward the most places in this race. We definitely are not going to be the car that moves up the most places in this race, but I mean, we were going to lose about 80 I rating if we'd rage quit, so we've saved about 30 there, and a bit like the Porsche Cup race we did a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's worth just kind of hanging around and I would say wallowing in your self-pity, which is probably what I've done, but also reflect on what could have done differently, what could you have done that wouldn't have put me in this situation. Yeah, I think it was just a bit difficult, especially with the contact with the Audi on that one. just got mixed in with sort of a few cars that we didn't want. What I desperately need to do is just try and find a bit more qualifying consistency as well. And seems to still be an ongoing issue on the sim. But of course, all that comes with more time playing. And of course, transferring between iRacing and F1 a lot is rather difficult. I won't lie, but down through the corkscrew in the final few corners there. No! Thank Lord, that's only instant 16, not 17. I don't even want to look at the SR lost as well, because it is going to be a disaster. But through the final corner, we are just about going to survive here at Laguna Seca. It's not a great result, but we made it to the flag and we got our NPR. And sometimes that's all that really matters. Let's go have a look at those final race results, but yeah, not one to write home about. Oh, I mean, the SR's not horrendous, but seeing our iRating back below 2K certainly is there. Yeah, I don't know really what to say there. Minus 51 and minus 0.17 is certainly not what I was after. But yeah, had we not lost 40 seconds, we could have still been around P12, P13 there, so we probably would have been in neutral iRating had my pit limiter decided to work there. But yeah, disappointing result. Colger, though, from 5th on the grid to take home the dub. Only had 7 laps, actually, quite late on in the day. I'm guessing it was Billy that spent a lot of the early days leading, but must have been involved in something there to end up down in P16, sorry, even come the checkered flag. Yeah, most positions gained does probably go to Peter there, I suppose, as well. Paul from the back of the grid up into P13. Not a bad job done by him as well. But yeah, I mean, 14 instant points, 12 instant points. Then there's me, a couple of other people on 16 as well, I suppose, is probably gives us a little bit of hope there. And I'm guessing that's why John DNF'd, because of course he managed to get himself up onto the drive-through list even, sorry, I should say. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will be returning very, very soon with more iRacing.